How to make a metal breakdown. Nope, let's take two. How to make a modern metal breakdown so heavy that your mom disowns you. Your own mother throws you to the streets because you've made this hit so hard. I'm going to show you how to do it. And just to prove that I know what I'm talking about, using the techniques that I'm going to show you in this video today, I made a breakdown like this. Now, the breakdown I'm going to be doing is a little bit slower than that because I've noticed in a lot of these newer metal tracks, the breakdowns are like very, very slow. I have this really simple drum rhythm because I've noticed a lot of the time in these modern breakdowns, the kick isn't following the guitar as much. Like used to, you know, just like with that breakdown you just heard, it'd be like with Asking Alexandria, especially Born of Osiris. You remember that fucking brr, 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 brr. But yeah, it's starting to lean more towards the sound design side. Slow and really dissonant sound design. So I made this really simple drum beat using drums from the Metal Stat Mayhem pack by Phase 1, which I highly recommend. You can get it on Splice. Very, very simple, just a kick, a snare, and some cymbals. And the next thing you need is a guitar. I'm using Shredded Tree Hydra because it's my favorite that I've used so far, and I'm using the preset Ready to Gent. And now for these breakdowns, these chords are very, very important. So in this case, we've got G, then C sharp. Because usually, like if we were to do F sharp, this is a power chord basically. But whenever we take the root note of the power chord one semitone up, it gives it this really nice diminished feel. So basically, when you're making these rhythms for the guitar, you want it to throw people off. You want them to be listening to it and like, oh shit. I took the grid to 1/6 the beat so that I have triplets going on. And don't think too much about this rhythm of the breakdown. Don't yourself trying to figure out what type of rhythm you're going to do, because a lot of the cool stuff is going to come afterwards, and you can always take notes away. You can always cut it up and change the rhythm if you want to, because this is a computer. So there's our guitar. I'm just going to export that. Okay, next, you need a bass guitar. And we've got Gen Bass. I'm going to turn this to wide high gain because, you know, more gain, more better in my opinion. Now, usually with the bass, I just use the root note. So it's like this. But you could leave that fifth in there if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in there. Now for the bass, I'm gonna up some of this bass right here. I'm gonna take out some of the sub, and I'm gonna turn down the mids quite a bit so the guitar can pick up that area. And I'm gonna high pass it to around, I don't know, let's say 4,000. Because most of the basses, like actual clink, is coming from this region. So we can get rid of the super highs. And you can cut out a lot more low end from your guitar than you think you can. So we're going to take out some of the low end from the guitar. And I'm going to attenuate this region right here, the low mids. So we've got our foundation. But to really make this heavy, so heavy that your mama is like, I'm not your mother anymore, get out of my house, what you need to do is create some dissonance. And you can do this a couple of different ways. One way you can do it is just by using a guitar and playing like a diminished chord or something. And now to create something dissonant, all you really need to do is pick two notes that are one semitone apart. And it really doesn't matter which notes you use because it can sound good in all different types of ways. So let's just try it out a few different ones. Now you can just leave it like sustained like that, or what you can do is make a little rhythm with it. And that's kind of all just up to personal taste. You can go all over the place. So let's export that because I really like to work in audio because it saves CPU and it's also a lot more fun. And then you can do things like you can reverse it. which did not sound good in this case. You can time stretch it, like double the speed or half the speed. One thing that's really important to realize about all of this, all these sounds that you're making, it doesn't matter exactly what it sounds like. It matters what it sounds like in context and how it's perceived by the listeners. The more dissonant and the more unexpected you can make it, the more heavy that people are going to interpret this as. Another way to get a lot of crazy sounds is using a frequency shifter. This one from Kilohertz is completely free. And check this out, just you can do anything with it. Here's a cool little trick I like to do. I'll put a limiter after the frequency shifter because it can get a little cuckoo sometimes. And I'll load up Edison, and then I'll select on play, and I'll record, and then I'll just with the frequency shifter a lot, just on loop. Then, after you record it in, you just got all these different things, and you can mess with it further. For instance, you do one on the left ear and one on the right ear. Yeah, that's how you make the crazy sounds, just basically dissonance and frequency shifters. And then you can also use horror sound effects. Yeah, just something weird like that. And this breakdown would not be complete without a sub impact. A lot of the times, I just like to use impact sounds, explosions and stuff like that, and then maybe combine that with a sub going down in pitch. And lastly, if you wanted to make a sub impact from scratch, I'll show you that real quick too, because why not? We're here. Just grab, you can even use 3x oscillator. We'll just do a sine wave. Play with it however you want to. Let me turn it to a saw so you can hear it better. Now, the last thing you may be asking yourself is, that's all well and good, Chill Panic, but the sub is clashing with my bass and my guitar. What do I do about that? And I'll show you, buddy. Just route your bass and your guitar to the same mixer track, and then get yourself a parametric EQ2, go to high pass, take it up to where it's above the sub drop, and then automate the mix of the high pass filter. And you may think that it takes away from the breakdown, but it really doesn't, because the sub impact is taking up all that low end anyway, so you can... That is how to make a breakdown so heavy your mama will disown you. Get out my house, son. Thank you for watching. If there's anything else you'd like to learn, let me know down in the comments.